so many books, so little time. We've all heard that many, many times. It's quite a cliche, but it is true. My ambition this new year is to read more nonfiction. I think the nonfiction that is currently being published there's a lot of outstanding titles, and I just happen to have finished The Book Collectors. This is a short little book, and it's a nonfiction title about a small town in Syria who they created a library while they were under siege by the government. So it was a rebel group, and it's just an amazing book about the power of libraries, the power of books, the power of reading, and I would recommend it to you.
As you know, I'm one of the children's librarians here at the Sewickley Public Library, and I read a lot of books every year. However, most of them are for children. I read a lot of picture books, I read a lot of juvenile fiction, I read a lot of board books. So for 2021, my New Year's resolution are these three things. First off, I plan on finishing Hilary Mantel's Mirror in the Light book this year. I started it in the summer. I'm about a quarter of the way done, so that's my goal for 2021. My second goal is to read a fiction book that's an adult fiction book. I'm so excited. This one looks really good. And my third book is, I would really like to start gardening this year, really seriously, so I would like to read this book for 2021. It's Gardening in Your Front Yard. So those are my resolutions for 2021.
2021 is the year that I will not finish books I don't enjoy. There are so many great books coming out. There is no reason to spend your time reading a book you don't like.
My literary resolution for 2021 is to, first of all, start reading books before 11 o'clock at night so I could read more than a chapter a day and not fall asleep. And also I'm interested in learning more about ancient history, so the Greeks, the Romans, the Persians, the Etruscans, and just learning more about that subject. That's my New Year's resolution.
So one of my resolutions has always been to watch more classic movies that everyone always says that everyone should have seen. And I don't just mean classic in the sense of Gone with the Wind. I mean also in things like Fight Club or, Reservoir Dogs, like any other movie that is a recent classic as well. And a lot of those movies are also based on books. So my literary resolution this year is to finally read the books that these classic movies are based on. So things like Fight Club, things like Clockwork Orange, things like The Shining, any sort of book that has a sort of classic movie that is based on it, or in the case of 2001: A Space Odyssey, a book that was written at the same time as the movie.
My literary resolution is to read less and care less about making arbitrary numerical goals in my reading. For the past couple of years, I've been really focused on reading more and more each year to the detriment of the actual enjoyment of reading. So this year, I'm not counting, I'm just reading whatever I want.
So my reading goal for 2021 is to read the books that have been sitting on my nightstand for I don't know how long. I've just been meaning to read them, of course, like everyone else. But I keep getting more library books in, which take priority over those because they have a due date. So and one of them is Educated by Tara Westover. I'm really excited to read it. I read 7 pages of it and I was hooked, but I didn't get to finish it. So there we go. I'll read those books.
For 2021, I have a couple. I want to read a book that is over 300 pages because I haven't done so in a while. So I'm currently working on Gideon the Ninth. And I'd like to read the second chapter of Finnegan's Wake if I can.